Hey everyone, it's Jonathan, and I just wanted to jump in here as we wind up this 4th season of the Disney Movie Marathon to give you some advance notice about a few things and let you know that the schedule will be a little unpredictable for the rest of the season. I'll be working on Christmas episodes all month, mostly for Every Version Ever, though I've got a few episodes that will be for other podcasts as well. And my real life job is basically slammed all month with so many things I don't normally have to do, so I'll be fitting podcast things in where I can, but I also want to let you know the season will not end at the end of the month as usual because I have several more episodes in the works, not just for this podcast, but I've got episodes that I want to get done before I go on hiatus at the end of the year, and I'm determined to finish them even if I have to wait until January. This will likely affect all 3 of my podcasts, but specifically for this show, normally I could just end the season by December 31st and then save the rest for 2026, but I'm not entirely sure how long my break at the end of the season will be. For reasons that I'll get to later, I will be taking a few months off from the Disney Movie Marathon, and I didn't want to save the remaining episodes for Season 5 because I'm not 100% sure when that will be. Plus, I also have an episode on The Jungle Book that I had planned to be the season finale, which has not been recorded yet, but I still want this episode to be the final episode of Season 4. I said at the beginning of the year that I wanted to make it through Disney's Silver Age before the end of the year, so even if we end up in 2026, I don't want this season to end until we've reached The Jungle Book. And actually, I just went back to check and see exactly what I said, and I said I was hoping to get through the Bronze Age before the end of the year, and that definitely didn't happen. We'll see if it happens next year. I'll try, but I won't be holding my breath. But anyway, recording delays are not the only reason for going into January. I'm also getting a jump on something that I will be implementing next year, an every other week schedule. Mostly. There will be exceptions, but I'll be aiming for roughly 2 episodes a month. Maybe 3 if I have a series going on. I feel like I say this every year and then I slowly do more and more episodes until it's almost weekly again. But next year I'm aiming to launch a 4th podcast, and I know I'm not going to have time for a weekly release on 4 different shows. This is my main reason for needing to take extra time off next year. I'm going to be completely focusing on the new podcast at the beginning of the year, and then once it's launched, my idea is to alternate weeks between this podcast and the new one. I'm also looking at consolidating my podcast next year and not uploading every other episode to every other podcast. I still do plan to have a few bonus episodes here and there, especially if they explicitly relate to something else we're talking about. But next year I'm hoping to make each podcast and each YouTube channel more of their own thing, more distinct from each other, with crossovers happening only where it makes the most sense, like our recent Snow White miniseries. Which brings me to my other big update, or potential update, depending on what, if any, feedback I get from listeners here on the Disney Movie Marathon, or specifically listeners on the Disney Movie Marathon YouTube channel. On the YouTube channel, I have a poll up right now asking for input on a big change I'm looking to make next year on whether to keep the YouTube channel alive or not. All the episodes would still go on YouTube, they'll just go to my main channel instead of also being uploaded to their own dedicated Disney Movie Marathon exclusive channel. I posted the poll a few weeks ago, and as of the time I recorded this update, it has received almost no response, which basically tells me what I need to know, but if you missed it, feel free to go vote if you have an opinion. So my current tentative plan, barring any massive changes in the poll, is that sometime next year I want to completely rethink my YouTube strategy. So sometime next year, after the current season of all 3 podcasts are finished, I want to end the Disney Movie Marathon YouTube channel. The Disney Movie Marathon podcast will continue as usual. It's just that where you will find those episodes on YouTube will change. And not even that much, because, like I said, all the episodes of this podcast eventually go to the main channel anyway, and they usually get more listeners over there as well. The only big difference would be that the Disney Movie Marathon episodes had priority here, sometimes even months in advance, and went over to the main channel later. And when this change happens, I will still be giving priority to the audio version of the podcast, so all new episodes of the Disney Movie Marathon will premiere on the audio podcast first, and then at some point later they'll also hit YouTube. So a simultaneous YouTube and audio release won't always happen. Part of the reason for this change on YouTube is that I've been looking for ways to consolidate my content for a while. As you can imagine, especially for a series like my recent Disney Snow White miniseries, I double, and in this case triple, post my episodes on every single podcast, which means 6 separate uploads, 7 if we're counting Patreon, and the busier I've gotten in my real life, the more I've wanted to simplify my process. And now that I'm working on launching a 4th podcast, my time will be even more limited next year. And of course, with launching a new show, I also had to think about where that would live on YouTube, and I really did not want to start another brand new YouTube channel, but I also didn't feel like I should put the new show on the main channel, since it's going to be a bit different than my normal content. And I know the algorithm hates that, so I've been thinking that if I'm already thinking about permanently moving the Disney Movie Marathon back to the main channel, repurposing this channel seemed like the best option for the new show. So again, nothing is 100% set in stone yet, and you still have a chance to let me know your thoughts in the poll on the YouTube channel. I'll be leaving that up until the end end of the year for sure, but maybe I'll just let it stay until the end of the season. If you love the Disney Movie Marathon on its own YouTube channel, and you don't want to subscribe to the main channel with iHeart Animation or Wonderland Wednesday, or any of the other semi-related podcasts and series that also live on the main channel, then this is your chance to let me know. Either way, no matter what I eventually decide, every episode of the Disney Movie Marathon will still come to YouTube. They will just likely live on the main channel instead, and hopefully that's not too inconvenient for most listeners. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. There will be a new episode up soon, and then I also have at least one specifically Disney Christmas podcast coming later this month. Hopefully, it has yet to be recorded at the time I'm recording this update, but if all goes according to plan, we should be getting to that soon. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you again soon.